Have you ever driven through a town and wondered how the town got its name? Well, I have. And today we were driving through El Dorado Springs, Missouri, and we decided to stop and check it out. And they have one of the nicest city squares that I think I've seen in a while. And as you could guess, El Dorado Springs was named after a spring, and here it is, right in the middle of the City Square Park. And this spring is like many others in the area, and it was known for its medicinal value. I'm not really sure if the camera picked this up or not, but this basin is really, really red. And this town was founded around this spring in 1881. The original spring was about 75 feet to the southeast until it was moved to this basin in 1890. And the sign also says that during repairs in September of 1932, this sandstone slab was found covering an unknown manhole in a tunnel built in 1906. Oh, how cool! I love tunnels. Legend has it that a man was bringing his sick wife up to Excelsior Springs, Missouri, and that is north of Kansas City, and here we are south of Kansas City. And Excelsior Springs was well known for its healing waters. And on their way, they camped here at this spring overnight, and his wife drank from the spring and she started to feel better. And they ended up staying here for 12 days, and that was long enough for her to recover and for them to return home. And in 1900, the city had an analysis done of the water, and here it is. And I really did think this city park was amazing, but I couldn't use any of the audio from when I was here filming because they were blaring pop music throughout the whole park. And I don't want to get a copyright strike, so I couldn't use any of the audio. But I'm going to chance it and give you guys about 5 seconds of the audio so you can at least hear how loud it was in this place. Do you see what I mean? Very loud, very odd. This bandstand was built in 1937, and a lot of things in this park are built with that stone. And I don't know if it's native to down here or not, but it's very arts and crafts, if you ask me. I really like it. And they also had this little fishing pond, and I'm sure this was even more impressive when it was first built. And I imagine that this park was used a lot back in its day. And look, there's some goldfish in there now. How cool! And then tucked back here is a stone wash basin that was sitting in front of the springs before the city of El Dorado Springs was founded, and it was used by travelers along this trail after word got out about this spring's healing powers. There were thousands of people that descended upon this spring, and that's why the town of El Dorado Springs was born in 1881. One of my interests is architecture, and I am far from being an expert, but I love looking at old buildings and trying to figure out when they were built and what they were used for and all that stuff. And downtown El Dorado Springs has a couple of really cool looking buildings. And I was really excited to find a Sanborn fire insurance map from 1914. And remember, we used a Sanborn fire map when we were in Osawatomie at the laundromat. And if we look at the map, we can see a drugstore in the corner, a hardware store next to that, a furniture and undertaking, a drugstore, a harness store, a clothing store, a grocer's, and then next to that is three businesses. I have no idea what they are. They're labeled DG, SAL, and GENL.S. If anybody knows what those abbreviations stand for, please let me know in the comments. I am very, very curious. And also, let me know where you're watching from because I'm really interested in knowing that as well. I also found a postcard and a panorama of this street as well, and I think they are very close to the date of the map because you can see the businesses are pretty much the same. The corner is a clothing store, and next to that is a furniture store and then a drugstore. I loved finding these pictures. If we turn and head the other way down the street, we find this opera house, and the outside of the building says that it's from 1915, and they had a seating capacity of 700 people, and the entrance had a lobby with a colored tile floor and large plate glass windows. The theater was built of brick and steel and heated by steam. The first floor contained 350 plush opera seats, and it was named Park Theater from 1936 until late 1950. The theater was closed in 1971, but it was renovated and reopened in 2010. And as I was standing on the corner, I saw this building down the street. So I had a little walk up here to check this building out. I love how ornate this facade is. And according to the map in 1914, this was a store where you could buy eggs and poultry. And as we were leaving, we saw the Wayside Inn, which is the museum, and it looked really cool, but I'm really bummed because it wasn't open. Oh well. This hotel opened for business in the spring of 1882 on Spring Street, which is just across from the park, and it was called the Palace. And this hotel was very stylish, and the clientele who came to take the waters expected to be treated in a certain style and grandeur. They came for their health and to socialize. They played tennis and croquet, and they enjoyed the bathhouses and the evening band concerts. El Dorado Springs, before the turn of the century, was a place to see and be seen, and one of the better places to accomplish that was at the Palace Hotel. In 1924, the hotel was renamed the Wayside Inn, but like many spa towns, the need for healing waters diminished and the town suffered. This hotel was made into rooming houses for a bit before it too was abandoned. But as we see in many of these smaller towns, a historical society, in this case Preserve Our Past Society Incorporated, bought the Wayside Inn in 1984 and turned it into a museum. I hope you like these visits to these little towns. I know they aren't super exciting, but there's still history and I still want to share it with you. I hope that you liked this video. I hope that you found it interesting and maybe learned something. If you did, please consider hitting the like button because it helps out my channel greatly. And a special thank you to all of you who watch the ads because it's helping pay for my gas. Thank you guys so much. I will see you in the next video. Bye now.